pantalla completa. Ok. Yo me he spoileado ya viendo una cosa de Lilia, así que Cubeta va a ser el tío más feliz de la historia. Ok.
Enter a world where myth intertwines with reality, and fantastical beings tempt fate and
Esa es
fortune.
Soraka, si no me
With a
equivoco.
new mechanic and
Vale,
master,
Kyle,
each
Shaya,
path, decision, and encounter will paint your
Bardo.
journey.
Estoy viendo. Vale, voy a poner su... Espérate.
Hey Tacticians,
Vale.
I'm Riot Blue Cove, a gameplay designer who's most proud of my work across the legendary units of this set and sets past.
Vale.
Mecha Leona.
And I'm Sloan, the gameplay designer behind the set mechanic you're about to encounter.
We're so excited to welcome you
Vale.
to our new set, INKBORN Fables.
Dame cositas, dame cositas. Nueva mecánica, encounters. O sea...
In the world of INKBORN Fables, brushes
Vale.
with fate and mythical creatures are inevitable.
Vale.
So we
Criaturas
created
míticas.
encounters, a new mechanic that brings the thematic to life.
Vale, una nueva
At various
mecánica.
points in each game, you'll have chance encounters with legendary beings.
Okay.
They can be just for fun, or literally game-ending. Some encounters have a small impact on your game. If
Okay.
Alawi shows up, she'll grant you some free rerolls. Encounters set, and all tacticians get way bigger, then shrink down a bit, with no gameplay effect. Why, you ask?
Claro.
Well, set's just passionate about both
Daniel
cut cycles,
5 dice
and
eso
sometimes
era
it's
una
fun to
ruleta
have a more
rusa.
normal
Literal,
game of
parece.
TFT. Then there are the game-changing encounters. Cho'Gath, for
Vale.
example, gives players a choice. Feed the beast and permanently sacrifice a shop slot in exchange for a reward, or play it
Oh.
safe and keep your shop fully intact.
Hostia, qué guapo eso, me mola.
I've got to talk about this next one.
O sea, la del
which
roleo
comes
sí está
from
muy
some
guapa.
very loud player feedback. Fishing minigame enthusiasts, we see you. When you meet Tom Kench, you'll want to stand in puddles to collect fish for the River King. The more fish you collect, the more loot everyone gets. And then there's the Kanan
Pero
Count.
qué, pero esto parece todo menos
When Kane
TFT.
appears, he'll announce his
Esto.
return on a predetermined stage. When he returns, he ends the game. Whether you're first or eighth when that time comes, your fate will stand.
Eso me parece que...
Encounters will show up in a variety.
O sea, tal vez estoy loco. Eso de Caín... O sea, lo que me parecía injusto es que matase a una persona y siguiese la partida. Eso me parecía súper injusto. Pero sí que iba matando por orden. Claro. No, claro, Caín no estará al principio de la partida ni de coña. Ok. Sí, va matando por orden, de vida. Vale. Tiene sentido, ¿vale? Tiene sentido. Otra cosa es que me guste más o menos, pero sentido tiene. No está OP o roto. ¿Vale?
First up, Exalted. If you love adapting on the fly, you'll love Exalted. In each
Exaltación o
game that you
exaltado.
play, a new subset of champions will be given the trait, creating novel opportunities.
O sea que el Exalted es literalmente que cada partida van a ser ciertas unidades. O sea, distintas. Es aleatorio esas unidades que van a ser. O como, ¿what? Eso mola y va a ser muy raro, me mola. Me mola porque soy bastante
Next,
flexible
there's Mythic.
crafteando.
Mythic units gain a bunch of
Vale.
stats.
Míticos han
After
estado a
4
veces.
combats, these myths become canonical. They just double their bonus stats.
Ok.
Way, League's sad lad artist,
Vale.
will make his debut as a 5-cost mythic.
Me mola,
His
me
artist
mola.
trait lets him paint duplicate copies of your benched units.
¡Oh! Hostia, qué guapo, ¿eh? Esto me encanta. O sea, vas a tener un Pandora's Bench de una unidad. ¡Qué guapo! Este me encanta, ¿eh? O sea, y me gusta que Huey sea legendaria, porque es un personaje chulo de por sí. Y cuadra con todo lo que es el set.
We're also revisiting a fan favorite, Fortune. So get ready to bring out the thumbnails.
¡Oh!
But Fortune is
¡Los Fortunas! ¡Sí! ¡Los Fortunas!
especially exciting
Dime,
this time
dime.
around because for the first time ever in TFT,
Ojo.
we're introducing a new character to Runeterra.
¡Ojo!
Our new tank Yordle is an absolute unit. Well, by Yordle standards, because he's only about 4 feet tall.
¡Hostia, eh!
This fluffy fellow will join the ranks of tanky Yordles, aka just Poppy. Despite being a 1-cost, he scales nicely into the late game.
¡Qué
Because the
guapo!
more interest you earn, the more permanent
O sea,
health he gains.
la cosa es, esto es como la de Dragonmancer. Es que no sé si era Dragonmancer en el set 7, la que tenías al sapo. No sé si, o sea, no sé si es esa o no. Gana vida por cada punto de interés. No lo sé, quiero volver a verlo. Pero no sé si es una unidad de coste 1 O sea, no me entero si es uno de coste 1 o una cosa de la sinergia de fortuna. Quiero volver a leerlo.
Despite being a one cost, he
O sea,
scales
es
nicely
una
into the
tropa.
late game, because the more interest you earn, the more permanent health he gains.
Wow, o sea que estilo. Si tienes 50 de interés, cada ronda gana 50 de vida. Hostia, ese bicho, como tengas Rich Get Richer, es loco, ¿eh? O sea, imagínate un Rich Get Richer con ese pavo al 3 y tienes 100. Si aguantas bien eso, es locura, ¿eh?
Speaking of favorite couples, there's one more unit I want to call out.
Ojo, Saya y
Saya and
Rakan.
Rakan, who enter the
Nice.
set as a single 5 cost via their unique trait
Oh!
lovers. The trait allows you to swap which lover takes to the battlefield based upon where you place them. Each lovebird has their own ability that will also tag in their off-board partner for
Me
support.
mola.
Ready to build?
O sea, es como... Esto me encanta porque me parece que es algo estilo como el Gunplan que estuvo en el 8. En el 9.5, hay más personajes, pero que dependiendo si está en la línea frontal o trasera es un personaje u otro. O sea, hace una función u otra. En este caso son dos personajes. Muy, muy chulo, muy, muy chulo.
Lovebird has their own ability that will also tag in their off-board partner for support. Ready to build your own hero? Storyweaver champs create a build-your-own summon in the form of Kale.
Ok.
As you write her legend, through reaching trait breakpoints, you'll have the ability to empower her spell, grant her new passive, or even see her ascend.
De verdad, sin ánimo de ofender, estoy un poco hasta la polla de Kyle, ¿eh? O sea, nada malas en contra de Kyle, pero el set 9 con la Kyle coste 1, el set 10 con la Kyle coste 2 meta. Joder, con la Kyle, madre mía, la injusta Kyle.
Now we'll pass it over to this
O sea, me mola Kyle, pero hombre, 3 sets seguidos el mismo personaje carry, madre mía.
Usually when we make a champion in TFT, we have plenty of examples to draw from in League or previous sets for the tech.
Ok.
This was the first time where we had to build the tech for a champion from the ground up, because the concept was
La partida menos high roller de la gente del mundial. 521 de oro.
just so unique.
When I first saw this, I thought it was her ability, but it's actually just her auto attack. Engineering is at the core of making games. Designers and artists can dream up the wildest things, but it always falls to engineers to figure out how to actually build them.
Vale.
So when design wanted to bring Aurelia's legendary blade dancing abilities into the game, we went to Honorog and said, design wants to do something impossible. So in a real way, we went to engineering to see if we could make the blade dancer's blades truly dance.
¡Qué guapo!
We wanted Aurelia's missiles to weave smoothly from target to target. At the time, this was impossible.
Hombre,
It was hard
normal,
for
no
us
está
to create
planteado.
missiles with smooth paths that were more complicated than S-shape. We solved this issue by using a combination of Hermite splines. These are basically equations that tell a missile how to move in a
Sí.
specified shape from point A to point B, while making adjustments for the chaos that is a fight in TFT.
O sea, más o menos
So
entiendo
basically,
cómo va eso.
whenever Irelia hits a target, she decides what the next target should be and how intensely the missile should turn to the next enemy. Then after she hits them, she repeats the process.
And things like this unlock new possibilities for the future of TFT. INKBORN Fables is a prime example of how we're trying to push the boundaries of TFT as a
Okay.
major
Mira,
player
tenemos a
within
Ornn
League Tech
también.
and the Runeterra universe. Our new tank Yordle unit is of course another example of this. But there's even more we've been working on. Alun, who you know as Aphelios' twin
Sí,
sister,
venga.
has always been the disembodied voice and never the independent lunar being.
¡Oh!
Well, now she's making an appearance of her own, so
Qué
she can blast
oh.
her enemies with lunar energy.
¡Qué guapo!
With INKBORN Fables, we're introducing a new way for you to get chibis, little legends, arenas,
Ojo.
and more, with a focus on eliminating some of the randomness you see in treasure realms today. Coming midway through this set, our rotating shop will offer a seasonal selection of in-game content you can buy with a new currency.
¡Qué
You'll
guapo!
get this currency through passes, treasure realms, and events, regardless if you're a free-to-play player or mythic content enthusiast.
¡Qué
This
guapo poder
currency will
comprar
be
eso!
used in the rotating shop, where we'll have a changing selection of content, both old and new. And if you don't see anything you like during one shop rotation, you can save it for something in the future. It's about choosing the content you want.
Me
The
gusta.
overall goal of this update is to increase agency in how you choose to approach
Más que nada porque yo, por ejemplo, no puedo tener ninguna arena. Entonces, seguramente con esta tienda puedo comprar alguna arena en este set, o sea, en esta cuenta. No voy a, o sea, a lo mejor me compro el pase de batalla, ¿eh? Pero yo antes no podía comprarme una arena. O sea, no tenía, no te daban una arena gratis en el set. Ahora al menos puedes comprarla. Y supongo que esto va por puntos también, por jugar y ya está. O sea, está muy chulo.
Also, we'll be adding a milestone reward track, similar to League's Masterwork track.
Hostia, qué guapo, porque literalmente no, o sea, los puntos estos no se pierden. Y yo tengo muchos puntos de esos guardados, ¿eh? Así que me puedo hacer a lo mejor algún pool bueno.
These changes will result in less investment for each individual pull, more rewards along the way,
Me
and
mola.
more control over acquiring the content you want.
First, let's get chibified.
Ok.
With the set's release, we're introducing Chibi Morgana and her spell-binding mythic variant, Chibi Majestic Empress Morgana. Wow, that's a cool look.
Voy a tirar por ella, O sea, me encanta Morgana, siempre es uno de los campeones favoritos, Este me encanta.
It's a new mythic variant of a fan-favorite Chibi. Chibi Spirit Blossom Ari is the perfect Chibi to guide your foes to the afterlife. But new Chibis aren't the only thing in
Me
store
molan,
for
¿eh?
INKBORN Fables. Handan is a new species
Sí,
of
esto se ha
little
visto
legend
ya.
that's never made a mean face. Well, they've never really made a face at all.
Están bonitos.
And finally,
Están bien.
our Heaven Celestial Court Arena. Koi
Esto me
do
mola.
make the perfect place
¿Koi? ¿Cómo que Koi?
to relax. Even if
Hostia,
that
está muy
point
guapa,
tends to transition
Los
into a spirit
sapos.
realm with
El
glowing fish
sapo.
circling the court.
Eu sapo.
With that,
And welcome you to INKBORN Fables.
Me ha gustado mucho todo lo que he visto.